Yehovah Elohim Svaot. Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Please fill me and lead me, and cover me and stir me, and speak through me with your Ruach HaKodesh, that I may speak your written words with boldness and humility to those who listen. I ask all these things in Yeshua HaMashiach's name. Amen. We'll start with the Shema. Listen and obey. Children of Yehovah, pay careful attention and respond. Yehovah is our power and authority. Yehovah works in unity with himself, and you shall act upon your love to Yehovah with your power and authority, with your thoughts and mind, with your entire body, and with all the muchness that you have. Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey. Hand, behold, nail, behold. Ezekiel chapter 39. So you, human being, prophesy against Gog. Say to Yehovah Elohim says, I am against you, Gog, chief prince of Meshech and Tuval. I will turn you around, lead you on, and bring you from the far reaches of the north against the mountains of Israel. But then I will knock your bow out of your left hand and make your arrows drop from your right hand. You will fall on the mountains of Israel. You, your troops, and all the peoples with you. I will give you to be eaten up by all kinds of birds of prey and by wild animals. You will fall in the open field, for I have spoken, says Yehovah Elohim. I will also send fire against Magog and against those living securely in the coastlands. And then they will know that I am Yehovah. I will make my holy name known among my people Israel. I will not allow my holy name to be profaned any longer. Then the nations will know that I am Yehovah, the Holy One of Israel. Yes, this is coming, and it will be done, says Yehovah Elohim. This is the day about which I have spoken. Those living in Israel's cities will go out and set fire to the weapons, to use as fuel the shields, breastplates, bows, arrows, clubs, and spears. They will use them for fire 7 years, so that they will not need to gather wood from the fields or cut down any from the forests, because they will use the weapons for fire. Thus they will plunder those who plundered them and rob those who robbed them, says Yehovah Elohim. When that day comes, I will give Gog a place there in Israel's for graves, the traveler's valley, east of the sea, and it will block the traveler's passage. There they will bury Gog and all his horde, and they will rename it the valley of Haman Gog, horde of Gog. It will take the house of Israel 7 months to bury them, in order to cleanse the land. Yes, all the people of the land will be burying them. They will become famous for it. It will be a day for me to be glorified, says Yehovah Elohim. They will then pick men for the continual duty of going through the land and burying them with the travelers and corpses still lying on the ground, in order to cleanse it. They will begin their search after the 7 months. As they go through the land, if anyone sees a human bone, he will put a marker next to it until the grave diggers have buried it in the valley of Haman Gog. However, Hamana, its horde or multitude, will be the name of a city. Thus will they cleanse the land. As for you, human, Yehovah Elohim says that you are to speak all kinds of birds and to every wild animal as follows. Assemble yourselves and come, gather yourselves from all around for the sacrifice I am preparing for you, a great sacrifice on the mountains of Israel, where you can eat flesh and drink blood. You will eat the flesh of heroes and drink the blood of the earth's princes, rams, lambs, goats, and bulls, fatted in Bashan, all of them. You will eat fat until you are gorged and drink blood till you are drunk at the sacrifice I have prepared for you. At my table you will be satiated with horses, horsemen, heroes, and every kind of warrior, says Yehovah Elohim. Thus will I display my glory among the nations, so that all the nations will see my judgment when I execute it, and my hand when I lay it on them. From that day on, the house of Israel will know that I am Yehovah, their Elohim, while the nations will know that the house of Israel went into exile because of their guilt, because they broke faith with me, so that I hid my face from them and handed them over to their adversaries, and they fell by the sword, all of them. Yes, I treated them as their uncleanliness and crimes deserve, and I hid my face from them. Therefore, Yehovah Elohim says this: Now I will restore the fortunes of Yaakov and have compassion on the entire house of Israel, and I will be jealous for my holy name. They will bear their shame and all their guilt from breaking faith with me, once they have living securely in the land with no one to make them afraid. This will be after I have brought them back from the peoples and gathered them out of their enemies' lands, thereby being consecrated through them in the sight of many nations. Then they will know that I am Yehovah, their Elohim, since it was I who caused them to go into exile among the nations, and it was I who gathered them to their own land. I will leave none of them there any more, and I will no longer hide my face from them, for I poured out my Spirit on the house of Israel, says Yehovah Elohim. How can we learn to love our Creator after reading this fascinating 39th chapter of Ezekiel? We can proclaim the written words of Yehovah. Aim for Yehovah to be for you. Aim for Yehovah to lead you. Aim for Yehovah to pick you up and support you. Obey Yehovah. Aim to know that He is Yehovah. Make Yehovah's holy name known. Set apart the special name of Yehovah. Point all to know that He is Yehovah. His name is Kadosh, holy. Trust that Yehovah does what He says. Know that there will be 7 years like none other. Follow all Yehovah says to do, found in His written word. Glorify Yehovah in all that you say and do. Know that Yehovah will display His glory for all to see, and He will judge all the nations. Point all to know that He is Yehovah. Aim to always keep faith with Yehovah. Ask Yehovah to turn His face toward you. Trust Yehovah will restore the fortunes of Yaakov and have compassion on the entire house of Israel. Seek the Ruach, Spirit, to be poured out on the children of Yehovah, the house of Israel. How can we love others as Yeshua loves us? We can encourage all to keep faith with Yehovah. Bear one another's burdens. Show compassion for Israel. Produce spiritual fruit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, humility, self-control. We'll end with the Aaronic blessing using the name. Yehovah will kneel before you presenting gifts, and He will guard you with a hedge of protection. Yehovah will illuminate the wholeness of His being toward you, bringing order, and He will provide you with love, sustenance, and friendship. Yehovah will lift up the wholeness of His being and look upon you and will set in place all you need to be whole and complete. Shalom, shalom.